Good evening, friends. Over the past several weeks, constituents and media have repeatedly asked me if I will be joining the UCP Leadership Race. I promised a straight answer, and here it is. I will not be joining this race. As many of you know, my top priority as MLA of Cypress Medicine Hat has always been putting the ideas, thoughts, and concerns of my local families and communities first. When that required me to speak out against the failed policies of the Redford PCs, I did. When that required me to speak out against the Notley's NDP's Bill 6 and carbon tax, I did again. And when that required me to speak out against the failed leadership of Jason Kenney, I did so. I will be eternally grateful to the voters of Cypress Medicine Hat for their support over the past 10 years, and I am proud to continue putting you first inside and outside the legislature. I believe Alberta can and should be the most free and prosperous place in North America. We have every advantage. Abundant natural resources that are the envy of the world, to a young, motivated, risk-taking, and well-trained workforce. In recent weeks, I've outlined several key policies that are needed to get government out of the way and allow Albertans to do what we do best, a government that leaves us alone. First of all, I believe Alberta must take immediate and definitive steps to fight for a fair deal in Confederation. We must put Albertans first in everything that we do while strengthening our autonomy, so that if a fair deal cannot be achieved, we can offer Albertans an alternative, including an independence referendum. It also means we need government to respect Albertans' ability to make the right choices for our families and communities. And that includes expanding choices in all core government services. Secondly, I believe Alberta's future must be built on a strong foundation of economic freedom. This means we need to restore the Alberta advantage by, first of all, re-indexing our income tax to inflation. Secondly, raising the basic personal tax exemption to $25,000. Restoring a 10% flat tax, and immediately scrapping the small business tax. No one hit harder than small business. Thirdly, I believe our province must develop and promote our provincially owned natural resources. The world needs access to our resources now more than ever, but the biggest impediment continues to be our own governments. It is not for Ottawa, it is not for the UN or the World Economic Forum to tell us how to develop our resources, full stop. Fourthly, we must also strive to maximize efficiency and effectiveness within the public service sphere and ensure that public dollars are efficiently and effectively spent. Finally, we need to restore public faith in our democratic process and institutions, with a focus on strengthening grassroots participation. This brings me to the key reason I will not be seeking the UCP leadership. As I stated, following the leadership review, the Premier's resignation offers the UCP party and the wider Conservative Alberta movement the opportunity for a fresh start. The older I get, the more I appreciate how incredibly rare such opportunities truly are. Unfortunately, with the leadership race rules released this week, there is very little indication that the UCP is currently interested in fully embracing this opportunity. And let me be blunt, requiring at least $175,000 in entry fees is completely out of step with every previous UCP, Wild Rose, and PC leadership contest over the past 30 years. I have heard it from members that again they feel the UCP executive did not listen to the membership at large. It smacks of yet another thinly veiled attempt by the party's establishment to stack the deck in favor of the same old insiders. It reopens the door to big money in politics, a door that most Albertans want closed and permanently locked. Worst of all, it gives the NDP yet another avenue to attack Conservatives in the general election race, set for next spring, that, by the way, the NDP is already winning. So moving forward, I am committed and looking forward to working with any leadership candidate and any party willing to truly put Albertans first. My hope is that the UCP will reunite around the core, grassroots, family conservative principles and policies that I've outlined consistently. However, I have to be clear on this point. I cannot accept a continuation of the Kenney government status quo, one that ignores the wishes of Albertans while it punishes MLAs who put local families and communities first. And I will offer this final piece of advice to the UCP members voting in this race. Please look for the candidates that are actively listening to you. If they aren't in it for you now, they never will be. In closing, I want to thank you all again for all your well wishes and support. Know that I will always be proud to continue fighting for you and your family. Thank you.